And then every time I do the dishes, I do my reward. So examples of things are Pavlov and his bell, right? If you get a bell you really like, you can ring the bell every time you do the dishes. Another good reinforcement is playing a song you like to positively reinforce. So when I was reinforcing meditation, I thought it was funny, so I picked the song Good Feeling to reinforce my meditation every time I did it. Another one that I really like for people who like video games is get your favorite video game reward sound and play that every time you do the dishes. So, I did the dishes. So that's specific. Oh, and you can use any type of reward that gives you a small amount of pleasure that engages one of your senses. So the act of smiling will make you slightly happier. You can look at something that makes you happy to look at. Play with it and find something that works for you. All right, now we're at general positive reinforcement. So as I said, a lot of what hampers productivity is your feeling good part and your productive part clashing with each other. So to loosen up that battle, it helps to just generally feel better, then that part will fight less and you can get more done. So for general positive reinforcement, I recommend doing a gratitude practice. So thinking of things that you're grateful for or really that just make you feel good. And there are many different ways you can do it. There are a lot of studies, you can look them up on Google, about gratitude meditation and gratitude journaling. My favorite to recommend to people who have difficulty with anxiety and depression is the website grateful160.com. So this site is a free site and will email or text you between 1 and 4 times a day, just a reminder to think of something that makes you happy. And because I'm such a fan of positive reinforcement, I want to put up a couple warnings here. If you don't do it, I would much rather you did none of my advice and didn't feel bad about it than that you built a version because you were trying to make yourself do something you didn't want to do. I likewise, with the gratitude journaling, there are no rules. So you can just put the same thing over and over again if you want. You can also, it doesn't matter if it's about you personally or about things out of the world, just anything that makes you feel a little bit good works for this. And that's the only rule. So now we are moving to the next of my 5 strategies, which is sleep. So I'm covering this topic because almost every single person who I talk to who has big difficulties with anxiety and depression also has sleep problems. I believe that part of this is related to problems with modern light. Natural lighting has more blue light, like a blue sky during the day, and more orange light, like candlelight or firelight, at night. And in modern times, we have our light fixtures are blue light all of the time. And then to make matters worse, so are our TVs and computer monitors, which we tend to be staring at until late at night. And the light change in color helps regulate melatonin production. So if you are at all sensitive to this, which a lot of people are, then this is going to mess up your melatonin and mess up your sleep. So I have a couple of recommendations for how to improve this. Lux is a website that they have a program you can download and just install it on your computer once and it'll work, which is great. I love it as a personal growth tool for people who don't have much energy, not much work. So this will work on your computer and most of your devices. If it doesn't work on your particular device, just Google Flux and your OS and you'll probably be able to find something for your device. The next recommendation I have is orange glasses. These are what I'm talking about. So these, if you have more energy to deal with fixing this problem, I recommend these. The nice thing about the orange glasses is that they address the room light as well as your computer light. And if you want to learn more about it, that book will tell you how this works. And also, my slides will be available. You can sign up to get them at the back table if you're wanting that. All right, so next we are moving to my strategy number 3, which is diet, sleep, and other physical health things. So I'm just going to be covering a few basics about diet today. And I encourage you to look into these topics more on your own. Because, I mean, obviously how well your body is functioning affects your mind. Like if you're hurt or if you're hungry, you're anxious, or you're not going to be happy, right? So it's important to look at these things. Excuse me. So let's go. I can use some of that right now. So some of the basics are getting enough water. And this is hilarious. I'm wishing I had some. So you need water to distribute nutrients and electrolytes and for your body to function properly. It's important to get pure water because thank you so much. Pure water. Cheers. You need water to distribute the electrolytes and nutrients. And pure water is important for brain function. The reason is that if there is anything your body identifies as food, the water has to go into the intestines and, have the food taken out before it goes into your system. Whereas water that is straight water can be directly absorbed by the brain. And let's flip slides. This book will give you a lot more information about that. Okay, the other question about water is amount needed. There's a lot of contradictory talk about that. There's the classic 8 glasses a day, or some people say more or less. What I recommend is using your body as a biofeedback device. If your urine is light-colored or clear, you're probably getting enough water. If it's cloudy or apple juice colored, you're probably not. Of course, things like vitamins throw that out, but use your judgment there. Okay, next topic. Protein. You need protein so that your body can get the amino acids, which are the building blocks of the cells in your body. Protein is something that's important to get regularly, especially if you have difficulty with anxiety or depression, because unlike fats and starches, your body does not store protein or amino acids. So you have to keep replenishing them. And most people do not get as much as is recommended for someone who might be having difficulty with anxiety. That recommendation would be about 90 grams a day. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, according to Google, a hamburger patty is about 20 grams, a half-pound fish fillet is about 40 grams, and a half cup of soy protein powder is about 34 grams. So that's about 5 hamburger patties, and not many people are having that much protein. So if you're having difficulty with anxiety and depression, and you're not having that much protein, I would recommend upping it, and you'll probably see good results. My last recommendation as far as diet goes is electrolytes. Oh, that's all that. There we go. So electrolytes, okay. So people tend to associate them with sugary sport drinks, but they're actually, the best sources are actually food, especially vegetables. Kale, baked potatoes, and bananas are some excellent sources. Yeah, so there's some website recommendations you can get in my slides for some good recommendations for electrolytes. Next, we are talking about goal setting with highest aspirations. So one thing I've seen as far as really improving your life and your output, is that you have to feel like you're doing the right thing in life. If you're not on a path that feels right to you, the first things will probably improve your life for a while, but if you don't use that increased energy to straighten out the rest of your life, you will likely regress. So how do you connect your current pursuit